Hey, what's up, guys? It's Sammy. I'm back here with another video. Today, I wanted to give you guys a little storyline about kind of my beginnings with drop shipping and how my first store did six figures, within a month of me starting drop shipping. So, yeah, I'm going to go over the whole story. I'm going to show you guys the product. I'm not going to show you guys into the ad accounts and anything like that because I actually didn't run ads with this product. I did an organic method that's kind of sketchy, to be honest, but I'm going to fully explain that in this video. And I did this organic method to basically do about $130,000 in sales in about 45 or 46 days. And this was with no prior experience drop shipping. Like I'm talking, I just watched a couple buy a Hezva videos and I winged it and I got lucky and I got a few things right, driving lots of traffic to the website, having an in-demand product, and I made a lot of money from it. Now, keep in mind, there's a lot of mistakes made on the store. Like I really screwed myself with the store because of the amount of chargebacks and stuff and lack of customer service because of course I didn't know what I was doing very well. I was very new to drop shipping. I didn't know all about all these moving parts that I needed to handle, and I didn't know the best way to handle them. So there's a lot of issues and mistakes with the store, and I think outlining those in this video will really help you guys out if you're just getting started, and hopefully can avoid these before they happen. All right, so first of all, I'm gonna show you guys the product. This was actually a store made in March 2020, right at the start of the pandemic. Okay, so you got to keep in mind, like, the pandemic's very big. Everybody's kind of wondering what's going on. No one's really knows, how long it's going to last or anything. So what I was thinking was basically like, okay, what can I sell during the pandemic, knowing that people like this is kind of a one of a kind situation. What can I sell that is an in-demand product that people are going to like, that's problem solving? First thing I thought of, a mask, of course. Now, of course, there's going to be people in the comments that are going to hate this because I'm selling a mask. They're going to say, "Oh, you profited off a pandemic. You're profiting off the deaths of people." No, that's not the case. Actually, if you were, looking for masks at this time, you could not get masks anywhere in America. They were off of eBay. They were off of Amazon. It's actually pretty stupid, right? The thing that people need the most, it was just out of stock everywhere, and it's because all these platform banned it because they didn't want people selling it. And so, yeah, you got to keep that in mind. So I don't think selling masks is necessarily a bad thing. I think if you're giving someone the option to buy something that they have no way of finding, I think you're doing them a service. So personally, that's my opinion. I know other people are going to think differently and say, "Oh, you're selling masks because you suck at e-com and you don't know how to sell something else." Well, yeah, that is true. I was a beginner. I didn't know what I was doing. But to be honest, those people saying that are probably just salty because they're selling posture correctors while masks are flying off the shelves. So but yeah, so I sold that mask. It was actually a valved one at first, and then quickly realized that valve masks weren't good because they let the virus spread. To be honest, masks aren't extremely effective in blocking the virus. Virus particles much smaller than these PM 2.5 filters can even handle. So, um, I switched over to cloth masks really quickly, just full coverage ones, and then started selling those really early into the store, probably about a couple weeks in. And you got to keep in mind, like I said earlier, these masks weren't available on Amazon, eBay, nothing. I think the only place I could even find them was sites like Etsy, right, where people are making homemade masks, and they're extremely expensive. They're like $39, $40 for like two masks. So I was selling them pretty cheap. I was selling a two pack for like $24.95. I had cheaper masks for $9.99. And where I made my money was really on just big orders, like people ordering like 8, 10 masks for like $80 or something, right? Or even some people ordering like 30 masks for a total of like $200. So that's really where I made my money. And I provided them cheaper than anybody else I saw was selling them at all, completely a lot cheaper. So I was probably like one of the lowest price points in the USA. And I was shipping pretty fast. We're giving 8 to 15 day shipping. Using some special shipping lines out of China. And luckily, my supplier had these because, had I not had this supplier and someone else just shipping AliExpress standard, there was huge issues going on with shipping at the time. Like even my 8 to 15 day shipping, some people didn't get their stuff for like 3 to 4 weeks just because of huge delays, factories being shut down. So you got to keep that in mind. And yeah, so if I were using a normal shipping line, might have took upwards of 2 months to get delivered, and that could have screwed things even worse. So first, I want to talk about the traffic method for this store. Now, this traffic method is super untapped. I'm talking no one does it. I'm talking I don't even do it anymore because after this store, I decided, you know what, let me learn how to run ads, paid ads the right way and operate like a real business, because I didn't like the way of traffic, or the way I was driving traffic, because I thought it was personally kind of sketchy. And it is, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and explain exactly how that freaking traffic method works. So what I was doing was I was going on Facebook, was following tons of pages, right? I was following all the news pages, right? And I was thinking, how can I sell this product, right? And I was like, well, maybe I'll post it in groups. So what I started doing first was posting it in groups about COVID, like, oh, these people have masks for sale if you guys want to buy some. I got a few sales off that, and it was my first sales ever with Shopify. I was completely blown away, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, I'm making $500 a day. I just made like 5 sales, and all I did was post on a few, different Facebook groups. And so then I realized, okay, how can I scale this up? Like, how can I do this at a larger scale to get more sales? And so what I just started doing was I made like 10 different Facebook accounts, okay? And each one of them had tons of pages, and all the pages, I made them like a profile picture, and I made it like a name, so it looked like it was a person. So each page would be named something like James Irwin, and would have a profile picture of some middle-aged man. And then I would go and I would follow all the news channels. I would follow ABC in Tampa, in Dallas, in California. I'd follow all the ABC channels, then Fox, then, all these different news channels. And then what I would do is I would write these different comments right when they post. They would all post at like 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., and basically hourly on the dot. And so I would wait for them all to post, and then I would copy and paste these comments based on which news channel they were. So you got to keep in mind, channel like Fox is going to be, vastly different than, a channel like ABC. And so, because they're very politically different, so you're going to have to write different comments to appeal to people. And the strategy is essentially getting a top comment with your link at the bottom of the post. So all I was doing was trying to get top comment with my link to my website at the bottom of the post. Now, the way I was doing that, I was emulating whichever comments were most frequently getting top comment on these posts. Like, for example, on Fox, it was a lot of, it was a very different narrative than ABC. So you have to basically copyright, I guess you could call it, a copy, because that's essentially what it is. But you'd have to basically tailor this to each political view to try and get them to wear a mask. That's what I was doing. So what I would do is I would comment something on ABC. I would look at the top comments from before and see what the, kind of frequent things they're talking about were, frequent things that would get top comment, and I would just try and sound exactly like that. Then in my notes, I had like my ABC comments, my Fox comments, my CBS comments. I had a different comment tailored for each one. And so what I would do is I would go in and, okay, so ABC posts 8 a.m. I would go in and drop this comment. It would be like, people aren't taking this pandemic serious enough. Like, there's a virus, and, it's not going anywhere. It looks like it's here to stay. And we know masks are effective in like slowing the spread. So I think everyone should be wearing one. A lot of people haven't been able to find them, but look, I found mine from this website. So if you guys want some, get them from there, because they're reputable. I got mine in about 3 weeks. And then I would say like, be safe, everyone. Remember, wash your hands, stay indoors, stuff like that. So, I don't like this traffic method because that's kind of sketchy to me. I don't like being misleading. I don't like, sketchy black hat marketing, which is essentially what that was. And while that was extremely effective, it was very sketchy, and I didn't like it. I was like, I can't build a business off this. And I mean, theoretically you could, but I didn't want to. I wanted to learn the real way of paid ads. And so, while I'm doing this, eventually I started to get lots of traffic. Okay, I was getting like 3,000, 4,000 visitors a day, making like 3 to 4,000 a day. And it just kept going up and up. It came to the point on April 12th where I basically had too many people buying my product. I think I did like 7.2 thousand in a day, and I literally like couldn't handle that amount of volume that early on. Keep in mind, this is 3 weeks of me into dropshipping. This is 3 weeks into my like first attempt. Like, I'd made an attempt before, but I never ran any ads or traffic to the website. This is my first real attempt driving traffic to the website. So, it's 3 weeks in. I'm already at 7.2K a day. Not a single person has even gotten their product yet. So you can imagine the amount of stress and uncertainty that I'm thinking. So what I did is I shut the store down. I put a password on it. I like basically said like, oh, if you need support, contact the email. All orders are being shipped out. We just can't handle any orders right now. And that's what I did. And I had to keep my website off for about 2 weeks. And now this is where things really went downhill. Okay. So first thing that happened was my supplier, the shipping time started getting longer. So like I was talking about earlier, how we had 8 to 15 day shipping, my supplier switched it up on me about a week and a half, 2 weeks in without telling me and started shipping with slower shipping times. Now what this did is first of all, I didn't trust the supplier anymore. I'm like, yo, you can't just do that. And he's obviously doing it so he can make more profit. And and a lot of people on AliExpress will do that. They'll pull a fast one on you. So you have to make sure you're staying in touch with your supplier. You got them on Skype. You're talking to them. If they can't talk to you in English, dude, get a new supplier, okay? Because they're not taking this shit serious. So keep that in mind. But so that's the first thing that went wrong. Shipping times got slower. My supplier basically fucked me over. Second thing, my customer service was terrible. It was me literally sitting there typing out all these messages all day long. And first of all, the easiest thing I could have done was made a template for each type of email and just submitted a response for each. There's apps that will automatically send a message based off the keyword in the email's headline and stuff. So like if it's a tracking one, we could send them the tracking template email. If it's another one, we could send them that template. I didn't even do that. I was hand typing each message personalized to each person. And when there's 100 emails coming in a day, you can imagine how much time that's going to take and how easy it is to like skip over some. And so since I couldn't handle all the emails, lots of chargebacks started to come in. And it wasn't even because the people were scammed or nothing. Of course, I sent them their product, but chargebacks started to just roll in because my email customer service wasn't good enough. And so what then happened was I lost my Shopify payments account. So then next thing I did, I activated Amazon Pay so I could still process payments. And then Shopify basically shut me down. They said, oh, you can't sell masks with Shopify. Sorry, we're just not allowing it. And then basically my store was shut down. Okay. At this point, I'm about 90K in revenue in maybe about 3 weeks, I think. And so what I did, I opened a store on BigCommerce because I knew they weren't going to fuck with me because Shopify, they literally like own your store. If you don't realize it, they do. So yeah, just keep that in mind. But basically they shut me down just because I was selling masks. And so I went to BigCommerce, got Amazon Pay as a processor, I kept processing, and less chargebacks started coming in because I got a little bit better at the emails and stuff, but I still had way too many on my existing Stripe account. So I lost that Stripe account. Actually got blacklisted from Stripe just because of that. I think because more than 10% of the people that submitted chargebacks submitted fraudulent activity. So Stripe marked me as I'm a fraudulent seller, and that was complete bullshit because I shouldn't be marked as a fraudulent seller when I was literally sending people all the product. At least 100 people got free product, at least, just from all the chargebacks. And so, keep that in mind. Really high chargeback rate. It was 3%. And if you run an e-commerce store, that's a really high chargeback rate. 3 out of 100 orders chargebacking or chargebacks, that's way too much. So, that was the second problem. And then the third problem was we actually started having supply chain issues. We were running out of masks. There weren't enough. There were no longer enough to be made. So, it reached a point where I did about $130,000 to $145,000 in revenue, and I shut the store down. Now, I think I revamped the store a couple weeks later and sold a little bit more, but eventually I just fully shut it down. I was like, you know what, this isn't worth my time anymore. This isn't the type of business I want to run. And while I made a cool little, $50,000, $60,000 profit, I decided, this is enough. I'm going to take this and I'm going to try and learn the real way to do e-commerce. Now, that was March 2020. And me saying, okay, I'm going to learn the real way to do e-commerce, that's about June 2020. So now it's July 2021. It's been about a year. And now in the past year, I've really went all in on digital advertising. I'm talking Facebook ads, Pinterest ads, Snapchat ads, TikTok ads, Google ads. And I really honed in on Facebook, Google, and Pinterest. And so the past few months, I've just been doing Pinterest and Google mainly, and I'm doing about 6 figures a month, and it's going pretty well. And this is completely legit way to do e-commerce now. I'm not doing all that sketchy shit I was doing before. I have a 3PL, custom packaging, have an agent. I have three people hired on my team, and we are operating like a real business, and we are a real business. Now that's the difference between that first store where it's just a one-man show, some guy who doesn't know shit, who's just operating, with very little knowledge of what the operations entail, versus now, everything's structured, everything has a process. We have SOPs in place. All my employees have documents for different situations that might happen, how to handle them. I'm chatting with the employees every single day, messaging them via Messenger, handling issues much quicker, and we're giving this, customers the best experience possible, which is honestly the most important thing you got to do if you want to build a real brand. So, yeah, I just wanted to give you guys that little story and, tell you about that traffic method, because I'm sure there's some people that are going to go and try and do it, and I'm sure it still works. You could definitely drive free traffic just using Facebook pages and shit. I just personally don't like it. I think if you're going to do e-commerce and you're in it for the long run, you're much better hedging your money and your time into learning how to run paid ads via digital marketing and become really good at it at a high level, rather than doing the sketchy black hat shit that, might make you a little bit of money right now, but in reality, it's going to serve you no skills in the future. So, if you guys are just starting out in e-commerce, take in that story, do what you want with it. You can take it as a grain of salt if you want, or you could, take all my mistakes and really focus on them, make sure you don't make those same mistakes. But if I could sum it up, the main things you should get from this video, to make sure that you're running your business the right way, is one, treat your customers like amazing. Your customers should be your number one priority before profit. Okay, I'm talking give returns. Okay, give everybody returns who ask for them. It doesn't matter if their product's still in transit. Tell them, okay, when it gets to your house, ship it back to us. We'll give you a return or refund. Okay, make sure you take returns for 30 days. That's number one. Don't have a no return policy. Don't be a cheap bastard. I promise you, $50 profit does not matter over your processing agreement, okay? And you're gonna get chargebacks if you don't have returns. It doesn't matter how great your service is or how bulletproof your privacy policy is and your return policy, okay? It doesn't matter. So number one, give returns, customers before profit, okay? Number two, if your profit's suffering, that means you're doing something wrong and you need to fix your product and offer. Okay, so you fix your product and offer, make sure you understand the market fit, understand who your demographic is, understand who you're selling to. Okay, with each product you sell, you should make a custom avatar of what the customer looks like. What are they interested in? What do they hate? What do they dislike? What do they like? You should make this avatar, and you should, encompass your ads and your landing page and everything around that to appeal to that type of person. Okay, so keep that in mind. Number three, sorry for the middle finger, dude. I didn't mean to flip the bird on you, but yeah, I would say number three is definitely going to be customer service. Focus on customer service and hiring a lot. If you're only making, let's say, $1,000 profit a month, you could definitely hire someone part-time to at least take over your maintenance tasks. So I would definitely say hire someone for maintenance, and by maintenance I mean handling emails, handling refunds, cancellations, all that stuff. That's going to give you more time to focus on the ads and not be so worried about, treating your customers right. When you just give someone the tools to treat your customers right, then you no longer have to worry about it. And, they're going to be dishing out refunds and all that stuff for you. You're going to be operating perfectly. You're going to be super, treating your customers super well, and you won't have to do much with it. Obviously check back in with your VA. I would say weekly or even daily if you want. I personally don't like to micromanage. I think it's not effective, but have some type of set schedule where you contact them, see what the issues are, see where they need help, see if there's anything they need from you to do better. For example, better processes, better SOPs, and then yeah, that's how I'd go about that. And then number four tip that I want to give away from this video is basically make sure you have your supply chain and logistics on point. Now, if you don't have a 3PL, that's okay. You could still ship with an agent from China. That's perfectly fine. Personally, I use both. I have an agent and a 3PL because, certain orders we're going to ship or certain products we ship separately and stuff like that. So just do what's best for you. but make sure you get 8 to 15 day shipping time at the very like maximum. Okay, don't be getting any shipping time past 15 days. It's not going to be good. Going into 2021, shipping is really important. And now there are certain things you can send out to your customers, like for example, emails if the stuff's still on the way and stuff like that, that are going to reassure them to make shipping not as big as an issue, but still, really aim for that good shipping. I could vouch for Nugistics. It's a good line. Sometimes AliExpress standard can be pretty quick. You just have to communicate with the supplier. Make sure you ask them for some recent tracking numbers on, stuff from last week, and confirm that the shipping times are like how they say. And then number 5, just make sure you're continuously evolving. Okay. I'd say every month or so, look back on your business, look at the past month, see how much you made, see everything you did, analyze what you did right, analyze what you did wrong, apply that to the next month. Now that's going to continuously help you grow. And basically what that's going to do is also, excuse me, what that's also going to do, it's going to make sure you don't make the same mistakes over and over again. Okay. So personally, I'd recommend putting it down in a notebook, have like the good and the bad from the past month, write it down, and then, every month go in there, check off what you fixed, apply that to, the next month, and make sure you're continuously growing in that respect. Okay. And, if you guys do this type of stuff right, then your business is going to operate well. You're not going to have problems that are going to shut down your store that I see way too often with, beginners in drop shipping. And you're going to make more money in the long run. And eventually, you're going to handle some much bigger businesses. If you can get this stuff right on a small scale, then once you start scaling, it's going to be really easy to maintain. Okay. So just keep in mind, have processes, really care about your customers, keep in contact with your supplier, make sure you're handling your customers really well with your customer support and stuff, and hire the right people. Okay. If you guys do those things right, you're going to have, a good experience, and you're going to make a lot of money. Okay. And remember, this is a long game. This isn't a short-term money making, kind of scheme. This is something you're going to be doing for the long run. So don't look for quick results. Look for results in like 1 or 2 years. You should be making, long-term goals, and you should be doing everything you can to get to those guys. So if you guys like this video, go ahead and, drop a like, drop a comment. Comments and likes really help a lot because it helps the algorithm. Right now, a lot of people don't see my videos, only my subscribers, and maybe some people seeing me from the search network from my keywords I plug in the description. So yeah, if you guys could drop a like and a comment, that would be really great. And even a subscribe if you want to see more of this. You don't have to subscribe if you never want to see my face again. Don't worry, dude, you probably won't because I get like 40 views. So yeah, that's about it. And also feel free to DM me on Instagram if you guys have any questions, or just drop them down below. My ad is sam.i. I'll probably have it down in the description as well. And just keep in touch because I'm gonna be dropping more videos. I think I'm gonna try and do some daily uploads. It only takes me about 15 minutes, so it doesn't really interfere with ecom. And maybe one day this could be another source of income for me. So I have no problem doing it while providing value to you guys. So if you like this video, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, and hopefully we'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.